We're back with a story you will only see on Local 10. A Miami-Dade firefighter is the subject of an internal investigation after two colleagues came forward saying he tried to rape them on the job several years ago.
And Local 10 investigative reporter Miami-Dade spoke with the accused firefighter and both women who are telling us tonight why they finally came forward.
Two women, both Miami-Dade firefighters, both alleging they were attacked, sexually violated, they say, by a fellow firefighter.
He's a predator.
I was fighting as hard as I could to get him off of me because, you know, in my mind, I didn't want to get raped.
They claim the attacks happened over 10 years ago, but the alleged attacker, firefighter Jose Lopez, is now the subject of an internal investigation, which the fire department confirms stems from allegations of sexual misconduct. The two women, who we are not identifying, say they didn't know each other, and neither reported the incidents at the time.
You don't report things like that. You know, you handle it.
Why?
Just because, you know, I mean, you're in a male-dominated field. You didn't want to get the reputation of being the girl that the guys can't be around.
It wasn't until years later they happened to work a shift together and the women started putting the pieces together. They were stunned when they realized the attacks, which allegedly happened inside this fire station, were not isolated incidents.
She was like, hey, so why do you sleep on the recliner? And I always feel like if I have to fight for my life or fight somebody off, I can do it better in an open space.
The chills ran down my back and I paused and I froze. And then I said, it's the same guy, the same station.
Each woman told us the attacks happened at Fire Station 20 in North Miami. At night, when it was time to sleep and lights out, firefighter Lopez, they claim, tried to rape them.
I was able to get my hands free and I'm trying to push him off and do the whole thing with, you know, ripping his ears off his head. And somehow I managed to knee him in the groin area.
He held me down forcefully as he was thrusting his body on me, and he was sticking his tongue down my throat and all over my face. It was like a horror movie.
It happened 2 more times. She says she confronted Lopez.
For that split second, his mask came off and he said, I thought you were one of the cool girls.
After learning they weren't alone, both women came forward and reported the alleged attacks. In April of 2022, one of the women reported the incident to Miami-Dade police, who tell us they opened a battery investigation, which is still ongoing. The women then reported to the fire department, which records show placed Lopez on administrative duty. But the department says it first had to give the case to the county's HR department before getting it back in December and launching its own internal investigation.
You know, I don't understand why it's taking so long. I would like an explanation for that.
As nearly a year went by, the women say they were in the dark about the investigation until we began asking questions back in March. And that's when the women say they were interviewed. In a statement to Local 10, Fire Chief Ray Jadala says the department took immediate action when it learned of these allegations, adding, any misconduct by public servants is a violation of our public's trust and will not be tolerated. At the conclusion of the investigation, any employee found to be in violation of our policies or procedures will face appropriate discipline or termination. We reached out to Lopez for weeks to give him an opportunity to respond to these allegations, but never heard back.
Jose Lopez?
When we finally caught up with him, he had this to say.
You gotta go with headquarters.
2 women have made really serious accusations and we want to give you a chance to respond.
Okay, you have to go to headquarters, Miami-Dade Fire Rescue Headquarters, and talk to them.
We are talking to them, but they can't speak for you.
The women are finally speaking out. Worried, they say, there could be others.
I truly believe, because our story is so similar, that we are not alone and we are not the only ones.
Miami-Dade, Local 10 News.
Miami-Dade police are telling us that since the alleged attacks happened more than 10 years ago, a statute of limitations is stopping their investigations.
The fire department also telling Local 10 the current chief was promoted to that position in August, and when he learned of these allegations, he prioritized the investigation.